Welcome everyone to Barney Kessel Swing and the Changes. We're going to be taking a look at 4 Barney Kessel solos and how he can start deriving bebop ideas and swing ideas just from simple chord grips. This is all going to be trying to get into his head and to see how he does it and create longer lines just with simple kind of cowboy chord and shell voicings moved up and down the neck. We're going to take a look at the tune Indiana. It's a fast upbeat song, but I think it elegantly shows how you can take simple ideas from these chord grips and really address the changes and infuse some bopisms right into it. So we're going to be in the key of A flat. The first kind of phrase is pretty long. It's kind of a riff phrase, and it's over the A flat chord, the F7 chord, the B flat chord, okay, for 2 bars there. And really we're just playing all in this A flat shape and hitting target notes. So we're going between the F and E flat. That's the 6 and 5. It's a really stylistic thing to highlight that 6th over the 1 chords in the kind of the swing era and Western swing vein of things. So we've got, and then we're gonna work up to the 3rd. So that's our C note there. And that C happens to be the 9 or the 2nd note of B flat. So that's a nice little color tone. So we've got, and we're just bouncing off now that A flat, which is the flat 7 of B flat. So see how all these notes are right in there. So we've got, okay, and then we have, so this is just one of those kind of ideas of highlighting that 6 and just still staying in that shape. And honestly, what I would recommend with just kind of this first bar of how you're not really highlighting the F7 too much and you're kind of highlighting the B flat 7, it's really a matter of just taking your major notes and kind of your pentatonics in there and just kind of hearing it out and seeing what works and just kind of creating little riffs. That's what's really going on. When we get to the B flat minor 7, we're bouncing between the A flat and F, so we're going, and that's over then the E flat 7, still just riffing, E flat 7, and then A flat again. So really simple, all just kind of exploring, you know, maybe play the chord, then play a little riff, play the next chord, play a little riff and see how it sounds, or put kind of like a loop pedal on and see how those notes kind of fit within each one. So after that, we're going to the 4 chord, and we're playing this idea. It's a little kind of arpeggio starting on the 6th of the 4 chord. So 4 chords D flat, there's our triad, or the chord like that. Our 6th is the B flat, and we're playing, and that's really, it's just the arpeggio of the triad plus that 6. So B flat, A flat, F, D flat, down to B flat. Again, that stylistic thing of highlighting the 6th over a major chord. Right, and just kind of bouncing, create little riffs. And we're doing that until we get to the D flat minor chord. And if we look at the notes, it still works just fine. Even having that B flat in there makes it a B flat minor 6, or D flat minor 6, excuse me. So that's going to work really nicely over that. So just bouncing between the 2. And then when we get to the F7, he's sliding up to the G, and which is the 9 of F7. So there's that kind of grip in action. And then again, hitting that F and G, coming back, and we're now over the B flat 7 chord. So that, just to use a different grip, or if you know this one, that's the 13 of the G. So that's where that's coming in. So, and then we've got this kind of our first line. So what's happening here? Well, we've got the B flat, and then we're kind of anticipating the B flat minor 7. So we've got F, and then G, G, E approach to F. So 1 and 2, back up to G, and then a little embellishment here. And again, that's all B flat 7. Okay? And then we're coming down E flat, D, D flat. So, and then, so here's something that's really cool. This is an idea based off of a really famous song called Honeysuckle Rose, and that you probably know it. And this is just a different way of fingering it. So what's happening is we've got a B flat minor chord to an E flat 7. And what you do is you come down, we're coming down chromatically from the E flat to the D flat. And now we can kind of think of those chords as interchangeable because really look, nothing's really changing other than the flat 7 of B flat minor going down to the 3rd of E flat 7. And then when we get down to that D flat, we're gonna play an arpeggio up it. So what that's, or how that's going to sound is we're going to play F, A flat, C. So we've got another fingering. It's kind of a typical, 2 typical fingerings for it. So it's really just kind of inverting that there. And then we're just sliding in, back, and then B flat to E flat to land on that, the down beats of that E flat 7 chord. So what I would kind of recommend there is whenever you've got a minor chord, if you look for the 4, right? B flat minor, the 4 is E flat. Come down chromatically from it, 4 down to 3, and then you play that arpeggio off of it. So D flat, F, A flat, C. What you could think of that as, not to confuse you more, but what that really is a D flat major 7 arpeggio. It's just inverted. But that's what's happening there. And that's how he's addressing that change. So that's our first kind of big line there. Now we're coming back in, and this always makes me laugh when he does this, because I'm pretty sure he stole this from Chet Atkins. What he's playing, or Merle Travis for that matter, what he's playing is just A flat chord grip. We have A flat, and C. So 1 and 3 there. And then we're just moving it down chromatically till we get to the F, and he does F, G, A. So I'm pretty sure he's flat picking it, but because I've done a lot of Chet Atkins stuff, what I do is with my fingers, I've got pick, finger, finger, pick, finger, finger, pick, finger, finger. Right, so. And then that's addressing that F7 there, right? And then we gotta move up to the B flat, and I think he misses notes because he plays a B flat minor, and then he plays a B natural, and then a D flat minor, and then he's got this quick little kind of arpeggio up to E flat. So really what I think you could do is play B flat 7, and I think that's kind of where he's going for, just working up somehow to get to that E flat. So we've got B flat minor, just like the record, and that's a quick little thing you'll hear him do quite a bit. It's an E flat major arpeggio, but you start on the major second, or excuse me, the major 7, and it'll work all the way up. So it's just really quick. So D to E flat, G to B flat, and then you come up to D, then F. So you go up all the way to the 9. So that phrase you've got. Okay? Then we've got a G minor 7 flat 5 to a C7 to an F minor. So ignore the G minor 7 flat 5 and just think C7, because that's what he's doing and that's what all those guys did. So we're just thinking of this C7 chord grip, and we've got this line. And so it's a quick little C down to G, a little flurry there, embellishment. And then here's a huge bebopism, is when you approach the third, but you have one note above it, so F is above the third, and then you go down 2 notes below it and approach it. Or with the fifth, we'll hear that all over the place. That's one to get under your fingers for approaching different resolutions. So we've got, and then instead of playing an arpeggio that goes G, or E, G, B flat, D flat, up, he does an inverse of that and plays G, B flat, D flat, lower. Okay, and that's another common trick. Instead of going up, you jump down the octave and do it. Okay, and that's just highlighting the flat 9 of C7, which is going to resolve us into F minor. So we have this. Okay, and then we're working down into this F minor chord, right? And then we have, so C, B, B flat, chromatics, right? And then, this is a great line, it's a quick one. Approach the G, down to B flat, to A, G, A flat. So really what's happening is we're surrounding this A flat and then coming down to this low C. So we have, and so all of that over G minor 7 flat 5, C7, and then F minor, especially with that flat 9 there. So we have, okay, and then we've got kind of now going back into more just kind of doing little riffs and navigating the changes with slight little moves. We've got coming back up to this A flat shape, but we're thinking F minor. So to give you an F minor kind of grip in there, it would be this one, right? Because we've got A flat, C, F, A flat. That's F, A flat, C is the triad of F minor. So kind of A flat 6, F minor, it's the same thing. So we're going, so that's over F minor, reach up to the C there, approach the E for the C7, C down to B flat, right? Just C7. And then back to F minor, and just jam in between this double stop, C and A flat. And then for B flat minor, or excuse me, B diminished, we're scooting down to B, A flat, and an F. Right, and those are just all the notes in B diminished. It would be B, D, F, A flat. We're omitting the D and just coming right down. Okay, so that phrase. Then just a little more jamming it out on the quick turnaround of going 3 minor, 6, 2 minor, then 5, and then a 1, 6, 2, 5. We go. So just going back between, again, just you got to hear it out, I think. I don't think he's really thinking too much about the changes here other than just kind of A flat generally. This is all within the key. And then down to B flat. And then highlighting that 6, right? That F. And then we've got that little Honeysuckle Rose-ism, that little inverted arpeggio over the B flat minor, E flat 7. Right? that's how it's going to end it. Okay, so the big lessons in this is to taking kind of when you got fast changes and they're all kind of around a centered key, to really kind of explore the home key and see which notes you can pull out. And then just kind of insert little bopisms into there that kind of you learn with the approach to the third, with that little Honeysuckle Rose-ism, and with the inverted arpeggios. So taking those one by one and just kind of messing around with them within these changes. We'll go into, in the next kind of follow-up course to this, we're going to really kind of get into those little bop-isms that he would do quite a bit. But for now, just start working on them and start getting these solos under your fingers.